Surprise. We here on the Tuesday. It's a pop-up live. This is our first one, I believe. But we finna get right to it, man. Y'all already know the rules. No videos come down. And
Whose Deadbeat is not reliable or liable for any litigations to follow here or thereafter the interview. Keep it clean or tell your story how you wish. Let's get started. Who we
all
got?
right, we got
Hello?
yeah, what's going on?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Here we go.
D
All right.
Capo.
Yes, sir. Well, that's my producer name. My real name's Noah.
All right, what's up, Noah? Where you tuning in from? Where you calling from?
I'm out here in Buffalo, New York. That's where I'm born and raised.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Well, how many kids do you have?
So I have one for sure. He's 10. His name's Jackson. He lives in California, Sacramento with his mom. He was born in LA where I met her, where I, conceived him with her. And I have another pending daughter in Orlando, and I'm having issues with the mother in that situation, but that's not proven, but it's like in the cards, like it's gotta be type of thing. But, she's kind of doing the same thing I'm dealing with my son, but that's like a situation I don't talk too much about until I know for sure. And I'm still trying to get to my son, you know what I mean? So you only can handle but so much, you know what I mean?
So you have two kids that's being alienated.
You're right. One for
Oh,
sure,
okay.
and then second that's pending, that's not blood tests, but we pretty
Okay.
much know, you know what I'm saying?
What are their ages?
So my son is 10 and the daughter is 7.
Oh wow. And how long has it been since you've seen them?
So my son, I haven't seen him since he was 2. That was in 2017. The daughter I've never met. The mother, she used to Skype me when the daughter was born, hiding in the bathroom while the quote unquote father of the child is in the living room playing video games, you know what I'm saying? And she's hiding in the bathroom and I, just born baby, Skyping me, breastfeeding. And you telling me that, it's not my kid, you know what I'm saying? So,
Man.
but 7 and 10, daughter 7, son 10.
Okay. All right. Before we get into it, we just got a question we want to ask you. Who's the deadbeat?
Not me.
I hear that.
And I'm not gonna say the mothers are the deadbeats. I just would say they're confused and emotional beings at this moment, but I wouldn't call them deadbeats because they are doing what they're supposed to do as mothers.
You sure about that?
Okay. Nurturing and caring for the child and making sure they continue to live on this earth. That's
So, what's your definition of a deadbeat?
my definition of a deadbeat is someone who's not taking accountability for just simple responsibilities.
Okay, so based off of your definition, that makes sense why you would say that they're not. But the way we see it is anybody can be a deadbeat that doesn't do what's in the best interest of a child. Typical things that a parent should do, right? Like feed, bathe, clothe. Those things, you don't get brownie points and kudos for doing that. That's something that you're supposed to do. But at any moment, if you do anything that's not in the best interest of a child, hence keeping them away from the other parent, that could be deadbeat behavior, right? And so that's why we always ask what you think about that. But, we'll get into it a little bit more in depth. So,
For sure. All right. So take us from the top, man. From the first baby mama. How did y'all meet? Was it a situation still? Was y'all what?
Okay, so I'm going to tie in the second baby mother just really quick because she was first. So Orlando, I moved to Orlando when I was 18. Like I said, born and raised from Buffalo, New York, moved to Orlando, went to school, graduated, met the second baby mother in 2010. Fast forward, we didn't work out. 2012, met the first baby mother online. She was living in LA. I was living in Orlando. I was heavily, like I do now, posting my music, and she became a fan, and we started to Skype and video chat, and eventually I ended up visiting her the end of 2012, and that was my first time in LA. And I already knew after Orlando, LA is in the cards, so why not? So I visited, had a good time. You know what I'm saying? She took me to Vegas. This is my first time in Vegas. I'm 21. Like, it's lit. So I eventually moved that next year, 2013, that summer, and we hit it off like hard. But at the same time, I just moved. I'm young. I did not really want to fully commit and be in a relationship, just transitioning into LA, which she was understanding of, but obviously things happen, and, that happened. Now, I want to add something. She also mentioned to me that she couldn't get pregnant. Which, being young, naive, never in this kind of situation, never been given any kind of, wisdom about this situation. It was something I was like, okay, I understand. The story was growing up, she has a scar on her heart, and growing up, her parents told her she can't have a kid, instead of saying to her, she can't conceive and possibly bear a child because of her heart condition. They just told her, yeah, you can't have kids. You can't have kids. So supposedly she grew up always thinking she can't have kids. Obviously, it never was tested, and really, a doctor's involved and stuff to really find out,
Maybe that meant she shouldn't have kids.
That's what he said.
Yeah, like,
that's crazy.
Because she can definitely conceive, right?
Right,
And make
yeah,
the choice to carry
right.
the
So,
child.
but
She
in
done it.
her parents, embedded
Yeah.
in her. This is what she's telling me. They embedded
Right.
in her that she can't,
But y'all was still young at this age, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
21.
listen, I'm 21. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
okay.
like, all right, cool. So, boom, a year and a half go by of us doing our thing, and nothing's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I moved there August. She can see my son. This was about February, March, because we had him in November. You know what I'm saying? So now the situation goes, where right before he was conceived, I approached her and I let her know, like, I like what we're doing, how we are, but I'm not feeling like relationship vibes from you. I'm feeling like sis, like you my sis, like we hang out, we chill, but there's just a disconnect somewhere, and she cried, she didn't understand, but I was willing to express that to her and still try to develop a certain relationship. Boom. Couple weeks later, get the phone call. I'm pregnant. I'm in Buffalo visiting. She's in LA. I get the phone call. I'm in the airport. Like, okay, well, you're not, because you can't. So what are we doing? So she's like, yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna go to the doctor, and whoopty whoop. Goes to the doctor. Get another phone call. Crying. I'm pregnant. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I thought you really couldn't get pregnant, but it turned into this is my miracle baby and yada yada.
Oh man.
Right. You feel me? This is the miracle baby. So, okay, so let's fast forward into like 7 months of her being pregnant. She finally she moves in with me, and we're, embracing actually having them and stuff. So
When you moved out there, you got your own place. Y'all
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
okay.
my own spot, everything, 22.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, my girlfriend wants. Go ahead. Yeah. So yeah, had my own spot. She would come visit, whatever. But yeah, so fast forward 7 months of her being pregnant. It starts the whole, like, we can't agree on nothing. Like, we're having conversations about stuff that's gonna be in 5 years, like when he's gonna start school, because his birthday is gonna be in October or maybe November. You know what I'm saying? So when is he gonna start school? Is he gonna be that late baby where he graduates at 7 or 18, or is he gonna be the early 7? And we're like fighting over that, like just stupid stuff, fighting over like daycare and stuff like that. Like, you know, and she's just like nitpicking at every little thing. And it's like her way or the highway energy, because my miracle baby energy, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, I hold my tongue. You're pregnant. I chalk it up to you're pregnant and, you know, you're confused, whatever. So boom, we having them. I'm there for the pregnancy, mind you, every step of the way. You know, sign the birth certificate. I
Did you
named
want the baby?
in the beginning, did not want the baby. Tried to do the abortion, you know, I would say maybe a month or two into like knowing, you know, it grew on me. And then she finally got the sonogram. He had my head shape and stuff. It was cool. I was like, all right, this is cool. You
So
know,
do you think she had some resentment behind that?
that I didn't want him at first.
Yes.
No, no. In the
Okay.
beginning, I think so, but now I don't. That's not on her mind. No.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so back to he's born. You're there.
You
I'm
signed the birth
there.
certificate.
Find the birth certificate. Everything's cool. You know, move her in, but not move her in. She's already there. But you know, bring home the child. You know, trying to develop this whole family dynamic without even worrying about our dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm young. I'm just trying to be a dad. Let me make some money. I got my music stuff going. I just got to LA. I got so much going on, you know, minimal drama. So let me just do what I need to do. But she's just bringing just chaos. You know, like I said, we cannot agree on nothing. Now it's time for her to go back to work. You know, it's been a few months. You know, what are we gonna do? You know, she's a child care teacher. You know what I'm saying? So um she's like, okay, well, daycare, but he has to be in the best daycare. Bro, we talking $1,200 a month, like astronomical numbers. And this is back in 2014, you know what I'm saying? 2015, when he's just a few months old. You know, no, I'm not, we can't afford it. I'm not doing that. Well, I'm gonna stay at home then. I'm gonna just you know, because no, I mean, he needs to be in this, he deserves the best. It eventually came to just so much arguing. All right, you need to go where you got a real support system. Let's send you back to Oakland. So this is where she's from. They're in Sacramento now, which is I think an hour or some change away from Oakland. But yeah, send her back to Oakland. And I'm coming and visiting once a month now. You feel me? That's the, you know, kind of the whole thing we got going on, because Oakland is 5.5, 6 hours away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I agreed willingly out of my pocket, because she couldn't determine the number. I said, hey, how much you will want monthly for Jax? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's not up to you. You're giving me the money. You decide. All right, well, is $400 enough? $400? Well, no, all right, well, that's all I could do. Whatever, 400. I'm trying to explain to her, like, dude, I get a rental because I had a Hummer at the time. I'm driving 5 hours, and I get a hotel because she's not letting me bring him back. Oh, he's too young. I don't trust him. I don't know. You know, you got to stay here in Oakland. So I'm getting a hotel every time I go. I'm getting a rental, running up credit that I don't have, but I want to be in my sunlight. You know what I'm saying? So I do that for like 2 months, right? And this is just a quick little story. I wanted just to show you how compassionate and caring I am. I'm on Skype one day. This is maybe 1 or 2 months of me, you know, coming to visit. Her dad, heavy cigarette smoker, smokes in the house till the ceilings is yellow. Okay, I have a newborn in your house. You're still smoking the house, but whatever. So I'm on Skype. He busts in the room because she's with the baby at the window trying to get air. You feel me? Why the fuck you got the? Can I curse?
Yeah.
Why the
Let's
fuck?
don't go too overboard.
Yeah, why you got the window open? Nah, you're smoking. What are you talking about? I'll bust you in your mouth right now. Why she has the baby, right? So, rewind again. I know I'm fast forward rewinding. She was abused young. That's something I did not understand and learn till later. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
closed fists by her damn daddy in the mouth, bloody teeth, all of that.
Oh man,
Who looks just like her. Okay.
that's messed
So
up.
I whatever. It's confusing to me, but it's her life. And I say, you're not, you know, I didn't understand how suppressed of trauma she can have for that I'm just looking at the surface. So I'm like, excusing it. It is what it is, instead of really diving in and trying to understand. But anyway, this dude busting the door, talking about he's gonna slap her and punch her in the face. So I'm like, oh hell no, I'm coming up there tomorrow. I literally drive up there that next day, pack her up again, move her back, and we still can't get it right. Fighting, fighting, fighting. She don't want to go to work. Fighting, fighting, fighting. She ends up going back again. So now this is maybe about April, May of 2015, where he's, about 5-6 months. So like I said, this is my month. I'm going there once a month. She's not letting me bring them back. Going up there once a month. Minimum Skypes and stuff in between, because she's just so whatever. But now the kicker is, we're gonna fast forward to September. He's almost about to be a year old. Now, where I feel like I made a mistake in trying to co-parent in the situation, I was still having sex with her. Okay, so I would go up there, she'll bring my son. I had a hotel room. We do our thing. She'll leave me with the son. And we were doing that every time. Now, mind you, I was strapping though. I'm not playing them games with you no more. I'm strapping. You feel me? So September she comes in, drops him off, just to let you know I'm pregnant. Okay, and I'm like looking at her like, well, welcome to baby father number 2 crew, because it ain't me. Like, we've been strapping. What you mean? That one time that you didn't do it right away? Nah, don't play with me. Like, I'm not stupid. I feel him kicking. I feel him kicking.
What?
You feel him kicking? You 3 months pregnant or 2, however long you think you say.
Man, go, man.
All right, whatever. Nah, give me my kid,
That
bro.
would make you just be the father just because the baby is kicking, but okay.
From this day on, I look her dead in her eyes. She's bawling to her. From this day on, I will never touch you again. She walked out sad. Never touched her again. That was 2015. From then on, just chaos, man. Chaos. And just some tidbits to fast forward to where she stopped letting me see him. Let's say, okay, that's September, right? His first birthday, it's November. I drive up with my family, my dad's couple friends, first birthday party. She rents out some little building or whatever, sets it up, first birthday vibes. I open the door. She opens the door. The absent father's here.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about no, I'm not even as loud as she was.
Wait, she said what?
The absent father is here.
What?
And we talking side note, guys. She's half Filipino. The dad is black, and the mom is full Filipino. He was in the army, whatever. Went and got her, brought her back. So yeah, screaming, a bunch of Filipino people, barely any black people. The absent father's here, guys. The absent father's here. And I look at my dad. I'm like, Dad, you see what the fuck I deal with, right? He's like, man, just chill, man. Just get through the day. We here for Jax. Whoop-de-whoop. So, I come in and see my son. He turns around. He's happy, and then he just bawl his eyes out. And she's just, y'all see there? Look he don't even know his dad. He don't even know his dad.
Oh my God.
At his first birthday party. Whatever. So, but that was crazy. I got photos and shit from that. It just, you could see it in my face, just how disturbed I am. And she's just doing these devilish smirks and shit in the photos.
Man, you gotta send us some photos.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got
to see it. But no, let me before you continue, I want to ask you. So, did you ever get the test for the second child?
She won't do it. That's why I know it's mine. She keeps saying, I don't want to put her through that. And,
No, I'm talking about for the child that she said she was having.
No, there was no child, guys. She was just saying that.
Oh,
there was
my
no
God.
child. No.
Oh, my God.
She has 4 kids now, but she didn't have her next kid until like 7 years later. Like, no, she was not pregnant, guys. No.
So what you think her motive was behind that?
I think it was, I don't know. What's her motive of keeping my kid from me now, 8 years later?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know, guys.
He said she wasn't ever pregnant, guys. But nah, okay, you can continue. The
Yeah.
birthday party,
So
she yelled it out.
boom, yeah. So that happened. So now we're in let's say December, right? We're at his. I drive up my usual duties. Drive up. He have a like Christmas thing at his schooling thing or whatever. So we have that or whatever. I'm trying to film him. I got videos, man. I'm trying to film him. She all up in the camera. Every time I pull out the camera, trying to make sure she get all up in the videos and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We go to Cheesecake Factory. Me, Jax, hit her and her mom. And playing with Jaxie on my lap, we having fun, Kiki. She comes, whispers in my ear, "You want to have another one?" What? Are you
Oh
crazy?
man,
Didn't I
no.
didn't I just tell you sitting back in September, the goddamn, like, oh my God. But I kept my composure and I just looked at her like, bro, you crazy. And from that day on, she's never tried me. You know what I'm saying? She's never, you feel me? But okay, so that's December. Let's see. So we got, I mean, that whole year, that whole 2015, I was seeing them. 2016. Okay, we're gonna give this point now. This is 2016. This is about March, right? Now it's chaos. I haven't been seeing my son. She's giving me a hard time, but she still kind of lets me get him, like, and kind of lets me see him. It's like
Oh, when
leading.
she control, she's got to be in control of it.
Gotta be controlled. She's gotta be in control. Case in point, when he took his first steps, when I don't even know, I'm on Skype. He gets up on camera and like starts like waddling and walking and shit. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? Like, she comes storming over to the camera. "Oh yeah, he walked last week. I forgot to tell you." I'm like, you just see a tear just drop down my eye. Like, I can't believe.
Okay, all right, that's crazy. Well, get us to the point now where
It's dragging. I'm
so
sorry.
all the years. I mean, the years went past. You said how long has it been since you seen them? Since
It's
today?
been, so I'll fast forward to 2017, right? So 2017 is when I last seen him, March. We had a wonderful time, went to the movies, bought him a lot of toys, Toys R Us, dropped him off. She sent me a text. It's on my page. I put a collage of different things. It's one of the things on my page. She sent me a text. It's the literal text that I put. This won't work. You coming once a month is not doable for Jax. We don't need you. I'm going to take you off child support. Blah, 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 blah. Mind you, this is me on the way home driving, just seeing my son. Imagine how you feel. Like, what the fuck? I'm blowing her up, no contact. All right, so don't see her, don't talk to her for months,
So
randomly.
hold on. Okay, before you get to that randomly, why didn't you go to court?
I did not go to court because she already beat me to it. That's what I was gonna say. I got in the mail,
Okay.
you
All
know.
right.
But
So you was already on child support the whole time that you were going back and forth seeing him?
no, I didn't get on child support until the end of 2017. I was giving her
So
money willingly.
Yeah, I mean, but you was giving some support. It
Yeah,
don't
I was
matter if
giving
it was with the courts or
$400 a month.
not.
I got PayPal receipts printed out, $400 a month every month on the month.
so when she was saying we don't need your child support, was that the court's child support or just the
That
typical
was
money that you was giving her?
That was, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm tripping. The end of 2015 is when she went to child support. When I told her I'll not touch her again, that's when she went to child support. So
Okay, and you didn't think did you not know that you needed a custody agreement just in case she played games with him, or you just felt you weren't worried about that. You thought that she wouldn't because so far, you know, she was letting you see
Yeah, I
him.
thought, I'm just paying child support. I still see him. Our regular schedule was already still happening, so I wasn't tripping. But
Okay.
mm,
So after she said sent you that and told you no
send me
more
that.
child
You
support.
know, I get in the mail. So yeah, so y'all said, why didn't you go to court and stuff? I was gonna lead to that for custody. Child support was already implemented, but custody was not implemented. So I get, certified mail, serving of custody. And she's trying to file like full custody, no visitation, no nothing, right?
What?
Yes. So now she teams up with, rest in peace, old friend of mine, which is not a friend because of what she did, but I forgave her before she passed. An old friend of mine who was my PR publicist at the time, I moved her into LA, secretly in love with me, I guess, which she's whatever. But she teamed up with my baby mother and wrote a letter, 2-page letter of why I should not be in my son's life.
What?
Why? Yes. Some
And you
outsider.
forgave her for that?
I mean, yeah, I don't forget, but yeah, I forgave her, and she did. So she reaped what she sowed. So yeah, I'm not dead, but yeah, she wrote a 2-page letter.
I mean, but being away from your son still today is
Cold.
like a slow death for
It
both
is.
of
I
you
mean,
guys.
people
No?
killing themselves for way less. So I understand, but I know I'm here and I have a story. I've never heard of a fucking situation like this ever in my life. You feel me? And it has nothing to do with karma. I never laid hands on her. I've never laid hands on my son. I know it's a story. You feel me? And it's something that God is putting me through so we can have a testimony in the future to give to the people that is going through this kind of bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So I really don't understand. And it's crazy because she's Christian now. She was Catholic and bashing me about being Christian. And she's Christian now as of the past 3 years, trying to raise my son as a Christian.
So when did you first find out what parental alienation was? Did you
So
after
no, I want to finish about the one that wrote the 2-page story, right? So
okay.
now the whole basis is, I some people tried to break into my house, right? And I really feel like Crystal set that up. And the thing is, she took pictures of me in the hospital and sent them to my baby mother. So they can lie and say, oh, he's crazy. He tried to jump out the window and commit suicide and da 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 da. Out the first fucking floor window. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, they took it, he's only 2. They ordered supervised visitation. They say, okay, man, we see the photos, whatever the case, we see the letter,
Was she trying to get a protective order?
No, not even no kind of supervised, no, what is it? Not restraining order or protective order.
So
No.
why weren't you served to appear in court?
Why wasn't I?
Yeah. Why weren't you there? Were you
I
there?
I did go to court.
Oh, okay.
He got that
I was
certified letter.
I
Got you.
got the
Okay.
letter and it had what she sent to the court
Got
with the
it. Got it.
letter, with that crystal roll, the letter, the photos of me in the hospital trying to map out and point me as this crazy individual who don't need to be around his son.
Got it.
For me. So court comes and they're like, okay, cool, we see the evidence or whatever the case, but all we could do is just order supervised visitation. Now, sir, you can go do a health evaluation. I had to go do a psychiatric evaluation or whatever the case and prove, that you're okay. And then we go from there. And maybe you don't have to do supervised visitation. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll do that. Go do the evaluation. It was like $1,000. Go do it. Pass with flying colors. bring it back, do another hearing. Mind you, I'm driving 5 hours for these hearings. Do another hearing because it's not sealed by the doctor. They can't accept it. So
Yeah.
sir, you gotta go drive back, get it sealed, then we'll accept it, and then we'll reevaluate. At that point, I'm like, bro, y'all just sending me under the ringer. I'm good. Like, I'm done. So I was like, all right, Felicia, you win. You can have them. You're gonna come around in a few years, and that's what it is. Mind you, each session was $150 for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't know that. They think when they just get supervised visitation, it's
not
they
free.
show up. No, it's not free at all.
California, I don't know about New York where I'm at now or any other state. In California at that time, it was $150 for 2 hours. I can't touch them. We can't eat. We can't do shit. Okay, like that's not how I'm raising my kid.
You can't touch.
So over there, like a facility.
Yeah, it was like it's a supervised visitation county building facility.
Mm.
And on top of that, she has to pay $50 each session. Why you want to raise your kid like this to try to prove a point out of being scornful in emotions? It's not because you really fear for your child and its safety and whoop-de-whoop. Like, you just want to send me under the ringer because you mad. So like I said, I put it on ice a couple of years. Now I'm on Facebook and shit. Now she's moved on. So I'm seeing shit like my son is the identical father-son mother shirts with other niggas and shit, and post about
you said that with an S.
What?
The N word.
Like more than
yeah, because it was one. Mind you, she's married with another guy with 2 other kids, and she has another kid after my son, and that son don't see his dad.
Oh, nah.
And this nigga, this beta ass, excuse my language, I don't give a damn. This beta ass nigga still got on one knee and married her.
You gotta chill with the N word.
I'm sorry.
But
the thing is, we know that it's possible. We lived it too. So
man.
But anyway, yeah, man. So my thing is, as far as with her texting me and starting the alienation, I really feel like it was when the second baby mother, because mind you, it was tit for tats with them. The
Twitter. I was going to ask you that when she found out about your second child, how did she feel about that? And did she stop playing games?
Till this day, I don't know from her that she knows. I only know because of the second baby mother saying, yeah, me and Felicia, we FaceTime comparing the kids, seeing if they look alike.
You got to have some type of connection to get somebody's phone number to FaceTime. I can see if it was social media.
Like I said, they already had connection prior to the second baby mother already having kids, prior to me even already having my first son. Remember, the second baby mother is from 2010.
Right.
They already had communications and shit and da 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 da. You feel me?
But how did they do that? Arguing over you?
Yeah, because who want who? Yeah.
So today, do they let the kids have a relationship?
I don't know. And like I said, March is, if I went out to Orlando and had sex with the second baby mother and conceived Ava, the second child, I feel like after about 2 months, she went to Felicia around March and said, I'm pregnant. I got Noah's kid, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And that's when I got the text like, this ain't gonna work.
And that's when she cut everything off.
Yeah.
Now we fast forward to her second baby mother about to drop the kid. Well, I ain't even gonna go there because this is about Jackson. I'm tying in a whole nother situation, but that's just a tie in there. That's just my hypothesis. Still to this day, she just bought me again, the second baby mother. She'll come around. I haven't talked to her in a year. She'll pop up, watch my story. It's right before Father's Day. I messaged her, yo, is homeboy still in Ava life? The one she's saying that's supposed to be the dad? Yeah, he's there. He gets her every week. Sunday through Wednesday. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad she got a father figure in her life. Yeah, but he don't help me out. And da. How he don't help me? He get her every week. You just making up bullshit. That's not her dad.
So what you think? What's her motive is of not saying that you the dad? Like she was with this guy when
I'm
y'all was
not
messing
there
around.
to be with her. She wants me. These women don't care about these kids. They want
So what I'm
me.
saying was dude already in the picture when you was messing with her?
He supposedly was a coworker that they had sex on Valentine's Day and conceived Ava.
So what happened if he see this? Then what?
What happened if what?
If he see this, then
Bro, when in 2019 when Ava was 2, I'm calling niggas out. Malcolm, hit my phone if you really her father, nigga. Oh, my bad. Hit my phone if you really her father, brother. Ghosts. I'm talking about IG posts. Hit my phone if you really her father. Ghosts.
Okay, so what's the narrative? Like, what's the narrative that they're putting out about you?
There is
exactly.
no narrative. They're ghosts. If you go to Felicia, Mothers of Ministry, if you go to her page right now, every post is me commenting. Nobody's
No,
commenting.
I don't mean social media. I just think, what do you think they're telling people? If she could yell out, "Here's the absent father," we all know that absent fathers are deemed deadbeats. Like, are they telling people that you don't want to see your kids, you don't want to be with them? Like, what have you heard through the grapevine about you as a father?
I haven't heard much through the grapevine, honestly, through as far as Jackson's situation. I feel like she's telling people, I'm crazy, I guess. Like
Okay.
I'm crazy and I don't need to be
Like
around
you're a danger. So
Yeah, I'm
she's
dangerous. Yeah, I'm dangerous.
okay.
I need to be
And
around my
as far as the second baby mother, you think that the child is yours, but she won't give you a DNA test.
won't give me a DNA test.
You
Supposedly,
can take her to court for that.
I know I can petition. I looked all that stuff up, but like, why do we gotta do all this shit to be dads? Like, this
Because it's
is
what you have to do if somebody's
oh,
playing
but
with your
like,
kid.
god damn, I'm already paying $800 for one kid. Like, why do I gotta go do extra miles and making
Because
my
it's
way
your
downtown?
kid. Because it's your kid. What
I
do
get
you
it, but
mean? Like, we're not gonna put a dollar amount on it because the thing is, these kids didn't ask to be here, right?
right.
Kids cost. Child support, we know that it is considered fraud in many ways, right? But we still have to take care of our children. And if these are your seeds, then you have that responsibility. Now, your finances and things of that is not something to discuss because that's your own personal reasoning. But we don't geared that way because it's about the kid.
Right.
Like, and I understand she has another man in place and all of these things. We understand that all of that takes a part. But you can't like get on this platform and just be like, okay, this kid is important, but this one ain't. But I think this one mine, but forget that. This one, you know what I'm saying? It's just not okay because she still is a child and she doesn't deserve that no matter what a shitty mom she has that made shitty decisions. You know what I mean? So I just want to be clear because you got to know the viewers are going to tear you to shreds when they see your response in terms of your son versus your daughter. And you believe that she's biologically your daughter. Like, it's not her fault. So I just wanted to highlight that. We get it. We get the whole why
She
yeah.
not to do that because you should.
Because you shouldn't.
Right.
But
But you
sometimes
got to do it for them.
you gotta deal with the cards that's dealt.
None of us want to walk this walk. It's ugly.
Cause just
It's nasty.
imagine she go through life and then she find out this guy who you was hitting up ain't the father. That's gonna cause way more damage than what is causing you right now.
And
And trust me.
I'm trying to relay that to the mother. Like, dude, you're gonna have to unravel a lot of bullshit, my nigga. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
But they don't care. I mean, you made some real valid points. They don't. Any mom that's willing to alienate their child don't care about their kid. Like, let's just be clear.
and taking the money from the father still. We talking 8 years, 800. When I'm in the rears, which I'm not anymore, it was $800, 400 every 2 weeks. Now it's 650. And I haven't seen him or talked to him or heard his voice since he was 2. that is a dangerous individual. And you telling me I can go on your post and cry about just wanting a phone call from my son, and you claim to be some Christian who has Bible study and preaching the gospel?
But
That's
this is the
crazy.
thing about the money. You still are his dad. How else would you take care of him, right? The system is set up to be in favor of women. So
Right.
women play the system and they
Mhm.
get what they feel they deserve or their kid deserve or whatever. So the
Mhm.
money part is just what they're giving her for having your son. You
Right.
should be able to take care of him on your own and nobody should have to tell you how much to pay for your kid. But that's irrelevant. He needs to see you, he needs to know you, he needs to be with you. The money is just money. He's not gonna care about that. He's gonna want to know why my dad did not come get me again.
Right.
And I definitely understand that supervised visitation, man. That was tough.
Terrible.
I don't think
Well,
I
look,
could have
guys,
did
I
that
would have
either.
did it, not to cut you off. I would have did it if I was able to speak to her. I said, I'll play your game. Just let me talk to him in between. Nope. And I don't know if at the time the court couldn't enforce it because I asked the judge. She was just, it was a black lady too, old black ladies. Like, no, sir, just do what you need to do and get it over with. Like, damn, like I just want to talk to him in between. So I already know the next go round, it's got to be a lawyer involved. Like, and I don't know even if with a lawyer they can force her to allow me to communicate in between
Nah.
supervised.
It been so long, so 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get supervised visitation again,
Again,
and then
you
you're gonna have
gotta
to
build
step
your
your
way
way
up.
up.
But would they be able to implement that I talk to him in between or no?
Yes, you can request that.
Yeah, it's up to the
You can
judge.
request that. Like, don't ever think that something is just impossible. Like you don't know until you actually ask for it and see what the outcome can be. That's on the table. You want to be able to talk to him in between your visits. That's fair. That's nothing, that's not unreasonable. So
And let me tell you why it's important for you to fight. Uh, just like you told us earlier that the mother of your kids got abused about allegedly by her father or
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
How you know that cycle is not repeating itself? You see, you don't even know what your son is going through. He could be getting abused or whatever too. So this is why it's important to fight and be there. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know what people be going through, going through behind closed doors.
The kids, right?
Yeah,
Your kid is going through. Like
yeah,
that's a
exactly.
lot. And we get the whole protecting your peace. You
That's a
have to
lot.
take a step back, get your mental straight. You up against something that doesn't, you feel defeated. Like that part is understood. Like we rocking with you on it 100%. But of course the time has already passed. We can't go back in time.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you ready. Was willing to come be transparent and tell your story. So that means that it's really on your heart now to do what you got to do so you can get back into your son's life. And so the second time around can't be like the first. And I don't mean just getting an attorney. It's your mindset. It's the way you approach that courtroom. It's the way you think about him because he's a growing young man now. Like he's gonna need you. It's gonna be things that she cannot ever show him that you have to be there. And so, you know, just try to think differently. Like because a lot of times we get caught up on the what ifs and what you think may still be the outcome, but you never know. Like you gotta approach this shit totally different than you did the first.
And you're fighting in two tough states.
Yeah.
You got Florida and Cali. That's tough. But
Super tough.
Florida, I mean, if they got the 50-50 thing going on there, so if that is your daughter, you definitely gonna get that. But
We actually had a guy from Cali this week. Actually, he spoke to us months ago, and it was a bad situation with him. Like
temporary.
yeah, it was bad. She tried to hit him with the silver bullet where he couldn't even see the kid at all. Not supervised visits, like nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm only mentioning it because the way that his case turned around, because he took action, we were surprised because in California is a real tough state. But if you do your due diligence, do your research, look into this stuff on your downtime, you will figure out your tactics and your approach and the ways to really get ahead of the game. lawyers just know the law, right? So that's your mouthpiece. But you, as your own individual person, as a father, you know what you want. You know your rights, what you want as for your kid, and you got every right to ask for that. And so, don't ever feel like it can't happen. Lay all that shit on the table and let the chips fall where they may. But know that you did your part. You can't just not do it. You know.
So let me ask you this: how is you dealing with it mentally? Because I mean, that got to be tough not being able to see your kids.
I mean, man, I've been in the hospital. I've been admitted. I've bugged out and screamed at the top of my lungs. And who's gonna fucking take me from my son? Like, I've had those manic episodes. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy. I never have ever been or will ever be suicidal. It's never pushed me to that point. But I feel for those, and I read the stories like, oh, people killing themselves, like not seeing
Unalive themselves.
Definitely.
that. Oh, my bad, unalive, yeah, for this, and I'm talking like a year or two in. I'm 8 years in, and I watch my kid on Instagram. Like, this is crazy. I feel like I'm in Twilight Zone, but like I said, I cope with it. I've been in therapy, like, and I just know it's just a time period I got to get through, and I know our relationship, me and my son, is going to be blissful in the future. You feel me?
So what about your relationship like with your girlfriend? Do she see some of the effects and how it affects you?
Yeah, how does she feel about it?
I wish she could talk for herself, but nah, she's been very supportive. She's very understanding, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I I myself try to not incorporate, what I'm dealing with my relationship, because I know, like, this is why a lot of people don't want to deal with people with kids, because of these types of situations and what people got to deal with, so even just the fact that she's willing to stick it through with me, is just a blessing for me, and I really appreciate her for that.
Yeah, kudos to your girl.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Being a woman, married to a man in a situation like that and having to fight with him, it was definitely tough. It's still tough. We have primary custody of the kids and it's still a shit show. Um, but as long as you guys stick together, find solace together and ways to cope. Because even though you think you're not incorporating her, she still feel that. She knows she can look at you and tell on days when you really down, and she is hurting, her too. And
Right.
so just keep that in mind that
Yeah.
you got somebody. So as much as you try to keep it away from her, y'all gotta find a way to deal with it together that works for both.
Yeah, because we think we can mask it as men, but nah, it shows for the people that love us. They can see it's an issue there.
Yeah.
Right.
So other than therapy, do you have like any hobbies or anything that you do to try to?
I mean, reading a little reading, man, just, self mastery, working out.
Yeah, music, right?
Yeah,
Producing
obviously,
music,
yeah,
right?
music. I would, that's first and foremost, but yeah,
So
work.
when? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was
Continue.
gonna say, yeah, working out, music, reading, just nature. I like just being out, just.
Okay. So when do it like really hit you? Like when is it when you lay down at night or
Oh, you're saying now
Birthdays,
moving
holidays.
forward,
holiday?
like the moments, when do it hit me, you're saying? Or
Yeah, like when it really hurt the most, or when it's on your mind and you thinking about. Well, I know it's always on your mind,
yeah, I
but
can't. That's what I was saying. I can't really pinpoint a time frame, but I would say yearly wise, I can say obviously, Father's Day, around the time like my birthday, because that's right around the time when she sent that message in 2017. It was 29. It was March 19th of 2017, and my birthday is March 25th. You know what I'm saying? So, though that time frame, Father's Day, is just, it'd be a little difficult for me. But, throughout the year, like, man, it comes and goes, but it doesn't, I wouldn't say it gets easier. It's just finding more better ways to cope.
yeah,
because
it's like you mourning somebody that's still alive. So that's
It's grief.
trust.
It's
It's great.
definitely grief. It's a great loss to
Yeah,
not be connected to your kid.
yeah, that's tough,
especially
bro.
and on top of that, there's court order for me to pay health insurance. So I pay dental, I pay health insurance, and I pay vision for this kid I haven't seen in 8 years. And I go on Instagram and he's got chipped teeth. I
Do,
go on,
do you do
hmm?
you have any legal rights?
What do you mean? Like,
Like, do you have rights to his schooling, medical records?
nah, because she's one full.
That didn't get that far because
Hey, oh yeah, he didn't
he didn't
continue.
continue with the supervisor's
All
stuff.
right.
But she just
So I mean, if she was right here on the camera, like, what would you say to her? Cause
I would say to her, like I've been saying to her, and that I post and she sees my story. She watches them. So this is nothing new. I post and she watches my story every time I tag her. You feel me? So it's nothing new. Like I say, I forgive her. You feel me? And I know where this is stemming from hurt. It has nothing to do with Jackson and him trying to have a better you, trying to have him have a better future. You feel me? Because you're only making it a worse future for him. He needs his dad. Simple as that. You feel me? And I appreciate him having a father figure and her being married and having somebody in place, but you're keeping him away for all the wrong reasons because you have no reason at all why you're keeping him away. And how is it benefiting? What are you gaining from it? What is he gaining? What has he gained the past 8 years from not
trauma,
seeing and being
trauma,
around his dad?
trauma.
And
That's
this is
all.
probably your fifth or sixth guy you've been with. And he got all these other brothers, a whole nother brother with a father that they don't see. What are you
the
building?
thing about what they don't understand is with parental alienation, that is a lifelong battle for an alienated child. So the child that's going through it, he's going to be dealing with all type of trauma, with
I
trust
deal with it.
issues, and all type of things.
I deal with it now. My mom kept me from my dad for 4 years, from 10 to 14. I had to hit my dad up on Father's Day randomly on the answer machine, like, hey, dad, I want to see you finally. And I finally reconnected with my dad of 4 years. Like it's these, and she knows this. Like, why would you create and redo the cycle? But
To traumatize you all over
on
again.
the same hand, a couple of days ago, we'll post stuff like a praying woman is there to break generational curses and chains and da 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 da. Look at what you're doing. How you breaking generational curses?
Does she have a big following?
She got 200 followers.
Look,
That's
you
enough.
you know her for real, and so a lot of people post supposed
Yeah,
to be and supposed to be and not. That's not what it is. We know Instagram is an illusion.
Yeah,
Social media
of
is an
course.
illusion. But as far as the husband that she has, have you ever tried to reach out to him?
yeah. Good
Reached
question.
out to him a couple of years ago when I've seen they're finally married. Reached out to him on Facebook, Twitter, on some player. Like, yo, I see you're there. Congrats on y'all. Woo, 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 woo. But I'm Jackson's dad. Just trying to have a conversation. Immediately blocked. Immediately. No response. No nothing.
Yeah,
All
she's
right, so
painted that.
now I
Painted
gotta
the
turn it up
picture.
a notch. Now I gotta, and that's when, like I said, back in 2019, man, I was wilding, bro, because it's crazy. Like,
And
I don't understand why men do that. I mean, like I get it.
no,
It's
the thing. I'm sorry. This is the thing. So it's all these.
it's crazy.
So we in the past tense, and again, I hate this. I hate this for you and your kids, and I hate the whole situation because people do grow. You make mistakes, and you can learn from them, and you can grow. But people really try to define you from the past, and they try to make that be you
Forever.
forever. And so, with all this stuff that has happened, this is her production. This is what she's giving people. This is what she's selling. Like it's sold. And so it's hard to fault them because they don't know you, right? They
right,
just see this guy who isn't there and she's giving them the narrative. That's the narrative. It's always the narrative.
right,
You don't know what it is, but whatever it is working because people don't even want to talk to you. They don't want to hear you out. She got all this stuff and she's showing them, and that's people have made their judgment. They passed their judgment and they crucified you, you know. Right. And so those aren't the people that you can get any, you know, results from.
Because what she's doing is showing them, look, he has supervised visitation, he chose not to come. But what they don't know is that every time you got to see your son, it costs this amount of money. You can't touch him, you can't eat with him, you can't do nothing with him. So, like, who on? That's not being a parent. That's almost like jail.
Yeah. Then they make you feel like you. We get it. The whole like why some people choose to give up. Like we say all the time, a lot of women create deadbeats. A lot of women make men deadbeats. Like they make it happen. They go to the point of no return. But to everybody else, he's still a deadbeat. Right? This is why we really ask,
who's the deadbeat?
Because until you know the story, you can't call it. You can't just go off somebody's word because people are hiding behind the dirty work. They doing all this nasty stuff. They alienating their kids and playing victim. The ones that don't want their kids pretending that their kids is being kept from them. Like we know that this stuff is happening, and that's why we here to set the record straight. And people will still say what they want to say, but if you know your story, and we want to hear it because we know it's possible and we know that this stuff exists. So it's it's not about the truth; it's your truth.
Right.
Nobody wants to go through that having their kids. It's your kids. You should be able to be in their life. Period. Yeah. You should be able to take care of them without nobody else interfering, trying to tell you what to do, control the situation, tell you how. So at the end of the day, you made your choices, and now you know what choices you want to make going forward. And hopefully, wishfully, it's for in the best interest of those kids.
Right.
Go to court, man. You got to.
Don't feel defeated. Don't. That's
your last chance.
I get it.
Is it anything that you missed that you want to share? It's your safe space. You know, you can reach out and talk to us and tell us whatever you need to, because we really want to reach out there. We want you to be able to get your.
Nah, we pretty much hit all the points. I mean, I really just want to say I appreciate you guys and your platform. Like, I don't know how I even found you guys, just stumbled upon you guys, but you guys are doing great work, and hopefully are helping break those generational curses, because it's terrible, man. Like we said, every kid deserves to be in every father deserves to be in the kid's life, period. Like, simple as that. So. And I'm only asking for phone. Like, I know it's been long. I'm not asking to come up and I'm pulling up and getting my son. Like, phone calls, FaceTime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good start.
He's 10. Let me buy him a phone. You know what I'm saying? If he don't already have one. You know what I'm saying?
She should be facilitating a healthy relationship between you and him. No matter if she married, no matter if she a sister, wife, whatever she doing, that don't have nothing to do with him and you.
So thinking back, before we land this plane, when did you think that the alienation started? When did you think she started the parental alienation?
When she went and moved back to Oakland. So the first time, so a couple of months into him being born, and she knew she can't have this whole family. She told my mom, my mom went and visited when he was young, about 1 or so, and they had a little powwow, and she literally told my mom, I don't, because my mom's like, well, what do you want to be in life? What do you want to do? She's like, well, I don't really know, but I do know I want to be married and retired by 35 with 5 kids. She told my mom that. So, I mean, she's obviously fulfilling her destiny, I guess, in whatever way she can. But, I think, it was when she can't have a family and sit on her ass and just have kids. That's when she started the alienation. It was like, you're not being a father, because now she's trying to equate how much I do. Oh, yeah, okay, you driving once a month and da-da-da, and I know it's a long drive and da-da, but I got him all the other 29 days. So you ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? But if I was with her and we were a family, I wouldn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Man, that's up, man. Well, we appreciate you, man, for sharing your story.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
transparency and your time for sharing with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, we get it. If you would have caught us a couple of years back, we was on Crash Out and Demon Time too. But we had to screw our head on straight to get
right,
custody of them kids.
right,
That's it. That's all. You
Yeah.
cannot crash out. You can't do crazy things like this stuff make you think twice about some stuff that you never thought about before,
For
right?
sure.
So we get it. And yeah, you was real honest and we appreciate that.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Thanks for the
All right,
platform.
man. Well, keep us posted, man. Keep us updated, man. We root for you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All
Enjoy
right.
the rest of your night.
All right.
Y'all too. Bye bye.
Whew. Man.
This was a pop up, pop out. Okay.
Yeah. Man.
Y'all just don't even get it. Like this stuff. When will it stop? When will it stop? I mean, we hear these stories and we try to reach everybody we can. If you're doing it, if you know somebody who's doing it, you know, a kid who's suffering behind it, like, speak up, say something. Like, I know it ain't, people got this whole thing now where they mind the business they're paying, they mind their business.
But them
But
kids,
the
though,
kids, like, the kids, like,
that's your niece, your nephew, that's your cousin, that's your grandson, that's your. Come on, man.
y'all mind all the business that don't matter. I'm gonna say that
And,
when it's something to really stand up for, people tend to want to be neutral and want, oh, I'm out of it now. Yeah, okay.
but be the same person, be like, oh, you a deadbeat, like y'all are defend the bull. But when it's in the best interest for the kid, it's oh, I don't have nothing to do. That's why I always say F the village. Because y'all pick and choose when y'all want to be
The
a
village
village.
is part of the problem in these cases. In these cases, the village is part of the problem, and so y'all got to do better.
So I was just thinking to myself the other day too, dude. Like, do these women even know that they alienate these kids?
Some of them probably don't, but they won't care if it's about them. Like if you, it's some bitter women that have changed. But some of them have reached out to us. So I'm not saying that it's not possible, but we have had some see the platform and say, wow, I never looked at it that way. That's what this is. Oh, I don't want to do that. No, that's not who I want to be. And so it's valid that people may not know, just like men aren't educated in terms of it and how to prevent it. They probably don't know that that's what they're doing, but I'm still not going to give them too much grace in that area because it's still a bad thing that you're doing, even if you don't know what to call it. Like,
Yeah,
it's not your dad. You using your feelings to project and
yeah.
use the kid, and so you know that a kid they love their parents
Yeah, kid needs
regardless,
nothing but love, man.
regardless. And so to strip them from that because of how you feel about somebody, you
That's-
gotta know that that's a bad thing to
Yeah,
do. So
yeah. Well, on that note, appreciate y'all for spending y'all time with us on this Tuesday. We'll see y'all Friday. Like, share, subscribe. Get us to that 10K subs. We'll holler at y'all.